And we are underway with our first of 4 unseeded championship girls 4x8 sections. We've got the Skipper girls out of Rhode Island. We got Wilberforce Wolverines from New Jersey. We've got a couple New Jersey teams here with WETF, Dublin Rocks out of Ohio, Liverpool from New York, Lady Titans from right here in Pennsylvania. Derby City from Kentucky, Lexington Elite, Moorestown from New Jersey, Tub Gator from New Jersey, Burnt Hills out of New York, Flashes from Indiana, Palo Alto, California, and Charlotte Country Day School from New York. 14 teams on track. And again, already completely strung out around the top of the track in the first 300 meters of this race. And off to the early lead here. That is Miller. And on the outside, she's got some contest from Moorestown.
And now Moorestown has now taken over as your new leader.
So Moorestown leading over one of the foursomes from New Jersey, WETF. And now they are falling back just a little bit as, like you said, Moorestown continues to work their way through this opening leg. This was set to be Hope Edwards. But look behind, because there is a very fast charge on this second lap approaching the first exchange. And it is going to be a very quick close there. And that is WETF.
That was Amaria Arango. We saw her earlier in the SMR. She was on the 800-meter leg. She's also on this relay with her sister.
And pardon me, because this is Ava Milner now for that team who was in the second leg and really powering away from the field. Some fast starts to these second legs here. Ava Milner with a healthy lead, looking pretty relaxed right now. Again, she's got that long, sort of loping, fairly gentle stride. This foursome WETF, that's Winslow Township from Atco, New Jersey. And 2:15.77 is the best time of the season for Milner up front right now. And then a big battle of 5 athletes working hard together behind, but really excellent running by Milner. It was a 2:13.54 opening leg, courtesy of Arango. One of the 2 Arangos, to your point, Serenity. We've got some sister action happening here, but up front, this is Ava Milner. See each of these teams, again, just throwing the elbows a little bit, trying to stay upright. Big gap back from the Winslow Township team to their chasers. And I think that is now Burnt Hills Track Club, who have moved into second from New York.
And I also want to say that I think we saw Ava Milner running earlier as well on that SMR. She was probably on the 400 leg. So these athletes just are knowing how to run up when they need to, run down when they need to, as she is about to hand off to the other Arango sister, which is Adaya.
But that is a lot of racing in a short time period. That is 2 really big relay races in, just a few hours. Strong exchange there. As you said, it was Arango Milner and now Arango again. That was at 2:15.9, so right around the best of Ava Milner. That's great to see her being able to do that again, almost completely solo. 4:29 on the clock at the second exchange there for Winslow. Burnt Hills have moved themselves into second. It was a 2:15 opening split for them, then 2:17. There the gap on display, almost a half a straightaway separating these two. And Adaya Arango knows what she needs to do here for her team. She's going to hand off to Tristan Hughes, who will be their anchor. But we saw this with the IMG team in the seeded girls section as well, where you just have to be able to find it within yourself to run completely solo without the help of any competition and just dig deep for your team.
You absolutely have to. But luckily, I know they feel some adrenaline just from the simple fact that this is a relay. But she's just bounding now. She seems very, very relaxed in the front. Hopefully she hits another gear as she goes into her bell lap.
So Arango for Winslow Township out of New Jersey. Just now entering picture is the charge from behind. And it is still Burnt Hills Track Club from New York in second, but they are steadily having their gap over third eaten into. And I believe this is Tub Gator. This might be another New Jersey team. So we might be looking at right now New Jersey, New York, New Jersey.
Oh, you love to see it.
Very quick close here by the third leg for our second place team. Again, that may be Sofia Recinto for Tub Gator. And she is charging hard, swinging wide around the outside, and she is positioning her team in the lead. That is Recinto, that is Tub Gators, and she is set to hand off to Alyssa Suriano, who's a 2:14 runner on the season. Hughes closing things here for Winslow, and Tristan Hughes, a fantastic 400-meter hurdler, so you know that that's a similar energy system to an 800, and she is going to be using all of that hurdle strength now to her advantage. She is off like a shot in the dark here.
She absolutely is, and she relatively got the baton at the same time as Tub Gator, but she got straight into the middle of her lane, cut her off, accelerated, and now she's nice and relaxed. Hopefully she didn't relax too much because she is too much in striking distance of Tub Gator, because they do have a whole nother 600 to go now.
It's such a hard thing to do, right? Again, you're full of adrenaline. It's all recoils. You get the baton, and it's so hard to measure your effort not to go out too hard. But it might just be the case that that's what's happened here as Hughes is being overtaken. Again, this was set to be Alyssa Suriano, but I think that they've changed their order, and this is Maddie Meder for Tub Gator. And now getting back into contest is Burnt Hills Track Club. Burnt Hills is going to close things down with Alexandra O'Rourke. And just behind them now, Palo Alto, California's own coming back in here, and that is Chakowska, who is supposed to be their anchor. Burnt Hills out of New York, pulling away. This is Alexandra O'Rourke. She is headed to Penn State in the fall, so you know she likes this opportunity. And look at this, finding another gear and turning over in a big way around the top of the track. This is an excellent piece of running, courtesy of the senior, who is going to be spending a lot more time right on this track coming up in the fall.
And this is her home track now, Kate. And she's familiarizing herself with it, familiarizing herself with winning. She looks fantastic.
It's going to be a really quick time, too. It might just be under 9 minutes. It'll be close. It'll be a hair outside 9 minutes. 9 minutes, .44 for Burnt Hills. And that was a 2:07.6 final leg for Burnt Hills from New York. And what a set of running there. That says it all. That's all you need to know.
It does. She was ready to embrace her teammates just like that. I mean, she just stepped off of the track, but these ladies are feeling so good about themselves right now. And that's exactly what you love to see, because this is what it's all about. They put their best foot forward, and it definitely paid off.
So for her work, she actually is a 2:04.98 runner at her best. And guess where she set that? Last year, right here at New Balance Nationals when she finished second. So it's been a slower start to the season for her, but she is coming into form at exactly the right time, putting on a show on a stage that is going to become very familiar to her very quickly.
and they just heard their own stats from our PA Dave Milner, and they're like, whoa, that was us, we did that.
And I love that when you know that you ran hard and you're so happy just with that, and then it's just the cherry on the cake when you find out exactly how fast you ran. For context, 2:15 the opening split for them, then a 2:17, a 2:19, and like I said, Alexandra O'Rourke rounding things out with a blazing 2:07.64. 9 minutes, .44 the winning time for our first section